First, I have to start by saying I'm a huge fan of the superhero genre. Movies, TV shows, comics, and a vast of different media. With that being said, what if I told you there was a Marvel-based game that showcased a darker tone? That game being Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects, released back in September 20th, 2005 by EA, during a time before the Marvel's cinematic universe and the superhero takeover that is now today. The plot follows our favorite Marvel superheroes fighting an alien invasion. I mean, literally the first cutscene starts off by showing the Battle of New York, where the Hulk is immediately incapacitated. This already insinuates a losing battle to an unknown threat. The game's atmosphere could rival that of a Zack Snyder movie. As a matter of fact, I say this was the beginning of my love for darker tone games and movies. You could play with familiar characters such as Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Human Torch, Venom, hell, even the Master of Magnetism, Magneto, and more. There hasn't been a Marvel game till this day that could rival its uniqueness. The gameplay resembles that of a 3D fighter, like Power Stone. Depending on the character being used, certain interactables could be utilized in that stage. For example, the Thing can lift up vehicles to launch at his opponents, but Electric can't. You could ring out an opponent on top of the Daily Bugle stage, but if you have Spider-Man, Venom, or Daredevil, you can swing your way back to the platform. When a character's life bar reaches 25%, you can execute a finisher on them, adding more flavor to this 3D fighter. And I can tell you guys, most of them do not disappoint. My favorite in particular is being Spider-Man's. He's actually my favorite character to use. There's nothing more satisfying than landing a finisher, but that's not all. The victory poses is a whole vibe.
You know what we call that? We call that a web-slinging ass-kicking.
To the main story. The heroes investigate the invasion currently happening in New York. We find out that a group of supervillains known as the Imperfects were released into the city by the main antagonist, Niles Van Rocco. The brilliant scientist took part in creating the Imperfects. The Imperfects consist of a total of 8, with my personal favorite being Johnny O.
Here's Johnny!
The Imperfects have some disturbing imagery and backstory, especially the wink. As a young girl, chemical was poured on her face by a group of mobsters. Not everyone's priority is to stop the invasion. Venom only seeks to acquire new alien technology to defeat his longtime nemesis. Magneto seeks to control and conquer, even if it means controlling an imperfect warrior. It was nothing like I've seen in a Marvel-based story. Bringing less known supervillains to the table is already a challenge in itself. Looking back, I'd say the developers accomplished and exceeded it. We learn what Niles Van Rocco's purpose is behind his motives. A renowned scientist, who could be compared to Leonardo da Vinci, identified as a Turtling, an alien whose planet was conquered and his people enslaved. You have to know the Turtlings were a peaceful race. Before the invasion began on his home planet, the invaders tricked and betrayed, projecting a false image to gain the Turtlings' trust. Niles and a group of scientists were able to flee the planet, now with a new goal: to search other planets and seek out potential warriors, experiment and mass produce to create an army suitable to liberate the Turtlings, by any means necessary. Bit of an extremist, huh? The first half of the story, our heroes defeat the Imperfects, but they're all defeated during the second half. As a kid, I was distraught, and for the first time realizing that our heroes would be vanquished. until the Amazonian warrior Maya, who was an imperfect and strongest, started to regain consciousness and awareness, fleeing Nile's headquarters, which was underneath New York, under everyone's noses. Maya regains her memories and is now known as Paragon. Turn the tide and defeats Niles Van Rocco, putting an end to the invasion on Earth, but leaving the Eternals to their fate. Paragon becomes the leader of the Imperfects, now sharing the Earth with our heroes. I would love to see this make a theatrical run at theaters, or better yet, a TV show would suffice. When I think of everything Marvel in its phases, I recall myself looking back to this often, bringing something fresh and renewing to the table. I don't know about y'all, but Phase 4 at best has been lackluster. The multiverse is in play, so why not venture into this territory come Phase 5? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and thank you for tuning in. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Blur out.